If you're looking for the top 10 virtual mailboxes for you, here is a review I want you to really pay attention to. Number 10, we have physicaladdress.com. Our score, 7.8 over 10. So when you think about physical address, I want you to think about a player that offers a digital mailbox service at a very competitive price, okay? Their customers have access to a mobile app, which is really good. And the mobile app is for smartphones. They also have clear screenshots of scanned mail. And they have a familiar user interface for their digital mailbox that really sort of mimics commonly used emails like Google and Yahoo Mail. And Physical Address also has a 30-day money-back guarantee for all their packages. What about the pros and cons here? The pros. You have low-cost entry point. They do provide support 7 days a week. And they do have a free in-person pickup and 90 days of storage. What about the cons? Their locations are limited to Florida, Idaho, New York, Nevada, Georgia, Texas, and California. So you have to think about this geo restriction element here. If you're lucky you live in those states, or you want an address in those states, you're kind of cool. Okay, but so they do have limited addresses, and there's no UPS, FedEx package delivery. In terms of pricing, you can see on the screen right now, here is the price for Physical Address as of the date of this show. So this player is good for those who don't want to outsource their mail to third-party mail centers or forward it to another location. Number 9, we have a PO Box Zone. Our score, 8 over 10. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick conversation about the top 10 virtual mailboxes that you might consider. So PO Box Zone actually offers virtual mailing addresses in Wyoming and Nevada. And both locations are physical addresses to receive packages from all major carriers. So mail can be scanned and added to your online storage. It can be Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox, and sent to your email. So junk mail is removed, and all remaining envelopes are scanned and stored until you decide what to do with them. So this is kind of cool. We love the flexibility here. Mail forwarding can be automated at specific intervals. What about the pros and cons here? The pros. They can receive packages from all carriers. So we're talking about FedEx, USPS, UPS, DHL. They have a mobile app for iOS and Android. They have integration with the Dropbox and Google for digital storage. What about the cons? Well, they have addresses in Nevada and Wyoming only, so you have this geo restriction element here. They have they only provide annual billing only, so and there's no control over what's considered junk mail. So this could be problematic here. The price you can see on the screen, their pricing as of the date of this show. So this is great for frequent travelers and small businesses that want a simple mail forwarding solution and need a mobile app. Number 8, we have iPostal One. Our score, 8.3 over 10. So iPostal One offers physical addresses in every U.S. state and major cities around the world. So this is kind of cool. So you don't have this you don't have this geo restriction element here anymore. So iPostal One, actually, they have their visual address options include prestigious locations like New York's Wall Street or Fifth Avenue that can add a little cachet for virtual businesses at a low cost. They also offer virtual office services like phone and fax forwarding if needed. So what about the pros here? They have a BBB A+ accreditation rating, so Better Business Bureau, more prestigious addresses than many other services, and the website includes real-time shipping prices in the US, allowing users to choose budget-friendly shipping options. Fantastic. What about the cons? Well, they do have a somewhat confusing user interface. You got to watch out for fees for additional services or overages, so those extras are really, they're killers. So be very careful here. They do have a global footprint, but with some limitations for major international cities, okay? In terms of pricing, you can see on the screen right now their pricing. So they have the pricing for the virtual mailing address, the virtual business address, and the virtual office. So this is great for mid-sized businesses looking to expand geographically and small companies that can benefit from phone forwarding. Number 7, we have a US Global Mail. Our score 8.6 over 10. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about the top 10 best virtual mailboxes you might want to consider today. So US Global Mail is among the most well-known virtual mail service providers, and they actually offer one real address in 6 US states: California, Delaware, Georgia, Florida, Texas, and Washington, Washington State, as well as Washington, D.C. So if you live in, let's say if you live in Concord, California, or Houston, Texas, you can choose to pick up mail from the warehouse, okay? And the service also offers free check deposit services for all their plans, which is great for nomads who are frequently paid with physical checks, okay? All US Global Mail plans offer unlimited external scans of incoming mail, but charge a fee for all internal scans. So this is really important. So think about what really works for you. What about the pros? They can bundle letters plus 80% of shipping, 80% off shipping cost on forwarded mail. You have free check deposit services for all plans. They have unlimited external scans. What about the cons here? Limited addresses in just 6 states and Washington, D.C. Internal mail scans are a little pricey. They have a limited digital mail storage time, okay, 90 to 180 days. In terms of pricing, you can see on the screen here for personal and business. All right, number 6, we have here virtual post mail. Our score 8.8 over 10. So virtual post mail, the way we love to think about them, there are a digital mailbox service that offers a real street address in 4 states: Florida, California, Nevada, and Delaware. And their virtual mailbox has unlimited storage space for the life of the account, and all scanned mail is searchable within the system. This is kind of cool. They can also provide registered agent services with some plans, which is really helpful for home-based or remote businesses. What about the pros here? They do accept UPS, USPS, and FedEx packages with package forwarding. They have check deposit services for a fee, of course. They have unlimited digital mail storage with searchable mail. What about the cons? They are limited to one address in 4 states, so you still have the geo restriction element here. There's no mobile app. Lowest plan offers only 25 scans, and junk mail is not explicitly excluded. The price you can see on the screen right now. Here is the price for mailbox plans and their true lease pricing. Number 5, we have here traveling mailbox. Our score 9 over 10. So traveling mailbox has a real physical address around the US and can receive both mail and packages from all major carriers: USPS, UPS, FedEx, DHL. With the mobile app for iOS and Android, you choose what to do with each piece of incoming mail. So you can ask them to shred them, to forward it, to shred it, to forward it, to open it, or scan it, to deposit the check for you. So you do have flexibility with traveling mailbox. Okay, you can also mark letters as junk mail, and they won't count it against scan limits. So you can set up email notifications to prompt you when new mail is added. This is really cool. We love the convenience that really that feature adds to your life. What about the pros and cons here? Pros: they have a rollover of unused monthly scans. This is really good. User-friendly mobile app, and mail can be forwarded to any locations. This is really cool. What about the cons here? There's no free trial. They are somewhat limited in US physical addresses, and they have no international addresses. So in terms of pricing, you can see on the screen their pricing as of the date of this show. Number 4, we have here Earth Class Mail. Our score 9.2 over 10. So Earth Class Mail offers individual and business virtual mailbox options that include mail scanning, shredding, forwarding, and check deposit. So premium and business plan offers like users more than 80 addresses around the country. They offer on-site storage for mail that's 30 days free, and packages 10 days free. They also recycle 10% of customer junk mail after shredding. So this is kind of important also to mention. What about the pros and cons here? Pros: you have top-tier mailbox plan that includes more than addresses in more than 80 let's say 80 locations, okay, in most US states. So they do have a larger geographical coverage of the country. So we love that a lot. They have integrations with QuickBooks, Dropbox, Box, Google, Xero, and Bill.com. Fantastic. They have a mobile app for iOS and Android. What about the cons here? There is only one address option for individual plans. They have high over quota fees. They have many addresses or PO boxes that cannot receive packages, okay? In terms of pricing, as of the date of this show, you can see on the screen right now. Number 3, we have a USA to Me. Our score, 9.5 over 10. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation. The topic we're talking about, the top 10 best virtual mailboxes that you might want to consider right now. So when we think about USA to Me, you have a player that provides mail and package forwarding services from physical addresses in the US. They offer a web-based mail manager that lets you manage incoming mail with options to request, to scan contents, discard, or forward. And there is just one mailing address in Houston, Texas, but mail and packages can be shipped anywhere for competitive rates. So what about the pros and cons here? Pros. They have a BBB accredited business with an A+ rating, free junk mail removal, shipping costs are included in the monthly fee for premium and ultimate accounts. So this is kind of cool. What about the cons here? They have only one mailing address available in Houston, Texas. No mobile app for mail manager, so that you only have a web interface only. And the setup fee, there's a setup fee required for all accounts. In terms of pricing, you can see on the screen right now, the price is of the date of this show. Number 2, we have here, Post Scan Mail. Our score, 9.7 over 10. So Post Scan Mail is actually a virtual mailbox service that offers mail scanning, mail and package forwarding, physical mail storage, and local pickup. And they have an app for iOS and Android that makes managing postal mail convenient and easy. What we love about Post Scan Mail is that they actually boast unlimited cloud storage for scanned mail, and they have physical locations available inside and outside the U.S. This is kind of cool in terms of geographical, what we call geographical flexibility. Okay, what about the pros and cons here? Pros: they allow forwarded mail and items to be held and combined. They allow for multiple users and recipients at one address. And the filters can be set to scan and archive incoming mail automatically. This is kind of cool. What about cons here? No check deposit services. They only allow 7 days for holding packages. You got to watch out for fees when exceeding plan limits. And as of the date of this show, here are the prices for the monthly plan and the annual plan. Number 1, the best of the best in our view when it comes to virtual mailboxes, you have Anytime Mailbox. Our score, 9.8 over 10. So Anytime Mailbox is one of the largest digital mailbox services with nearly 1,600 locations around the world. So they're just overseas also. The service offers virtual mailing addresses in most major U.S. cities and in larger cities worldwide. They are in London, they are in Paris, they are in Tokyo, they are in Milan, and so on and so forth. And so a mobile app also lets users choose from several functions, including scanning contents, shredding, recycling, forwarding, even internationally. This is kind of cool. Or sending a check to your bank for deposits. And the app is modeled after similar email programs, so it's very intuitive for most users. Anytime Mailbox can also receive packages from FedEx, UPS, and DHL. Okay. What about the pros and cons here? Pros: all plans include unlimited online storage. Addresses available internationally. You have in the Americas, Asia, Europe, and Africa, and major U.S. cities also. They have a modern and convenient mobile app and online user interface. Okay. What about the cons? Some areas have minimal addresses available. Prices vary significantly by location, and their service offerings like check deposits are not available in all locations. Now, in terms of pricing, you can see on the screen their prices as of the date of this show. If you have made it so far, I want to reward you in today's conversation. So I want to give you 4 more players, other virtual mailboxes that are worth considering. So we have InkFile. Our score is 7.7 over 10. So InkFile provides virtual mailbox services with addresses in 24 US states. So InkFile's plan offers unlimited scans at a fixed cost of $29 a month. You also get an email notifications whenever new mail is uploaded. And InkFile also offers registered agent services to ensure all legal documentation for your business is received and forwarded to you. Okay, while they don't have a smartphone app, you can access your digital mail scans through a web browser. And in terms of pricing, you can see on the screen right now, here is the pricing for InkFile as of the date of this show. Then you have Alliance Virtual Office, another important player here. So we have a 7.5 over 10. So this is Alliance is a very interesting player here because they are geared toward the business sector. So basically they have positioned themselves on a B2B niche, and they provide virtual addresses in existing office buildings in recognizable locations. This is what we love about their business model, okay? So they offer mail receipt and forwarding, and their addresses can be used for licensing and entity formation. They also offer virtual offices like live receptionists. They have virtual phone numbers. They have phone systems, okay? So this is kind of cool. And additionally, they offer access to meeting rooms, offices, and co-working spaces in many cities around the world, okay? And so here is a price for Alliance Virtual Office as of the date of this show. One thing I need to say here is that the cost will vary by location, of course. Mail forwarding is additional, so you got to think about that beforehand, okay? So when you think about Alliance Virtual Office, you got to ask yourself, okay, if you are a business that does not need a physical address and can benefit from services beyond a virtual mailbox, you might want to think about Alliance Virtual Office. The same thing for InkFile, because honestly, InkFile offers business formation services. So if you really were to hire them primarily for your business formation purposes, then you can use them for extra tasks also. Another player I want to share with you is Switch. Our score is 7.2 over 10. So Switch virtual mail services are geared towards sending mail instead of receiving it. So like a virtual mailroom, Switch lets you import business contacts, send a physical mail, manage mailing list, track mail, and keep track of mailing budgets, okay? So the service offers unlimited user access, so you can share with teams working in an office or remotely. This is kind of cool. And so a service like Switch will save you many trips to the post office when you really think about it. And so you got to ask yourself, does your business need it? If yes, then yeah. Okay, what about the pros and cons here? Pros. So you have unlimited users. They manage mailing lists and track mail sent. And an online notary service is available. What about the cons? No inbound mail or virtual addresses. They don't offer 24/7 support, and you must be a sender in the United States. In terms of pricing, you can see their pricing as of the date of this show on the screen. Then we have a Sasquatch Mail. Sasquatch Mail. And Sasquatch Mail is really a mail forwarding provider with virtual addresses in Florida. So they're in Florida. So they are in Delaware. They are in California. They are in Idaho, Illinois, and Wyoming. And they offer mail scanning, forwarding, and virtual office services. Okay, this is kind of cool. We love that a lot. And so packages can be forwarded to any locations with no postage deposit. And they also provide free shredding and recycling. So this is kind of cool. And in terms of pricing, you can see their pricing on the screen as of the date of this show. So when you think about Sasquatch Mail, I want you to think about a service that's great for businesses, expats, and nomads who need a low volume forwarding solution and don't need a robust digital mailbox. Okay, this is something you need to think about. And one thing I want to say here is that what we love about Sasquatch Mail is that they offer virtual office services, including a lease for incorporating. You have unlimited recipients for your address. And this is really a low cost entry point when it comes to if you are looking for a service that offers fewer scans at a very competitive price, you might want to think about Sasquatch Mail. Now I want to talk to you about another player. This is the last player in today's conversation I want to share with you. Northwest Registered Agent. And when you think about Northwest Registered Agent, our score, by the way, 6.9 over 10. And when you think about Northwest Registered Agent, I want you to think about a company that offers more than virtual mailbox services, okay? Everybody knows Northwest, not everybody. I mean, based on our research, we know that they offer business formation similar to InkFile, and they also offer registered agent services, okay? So if you are looking to start a limited liability company, or an S corporation, or a C corporation, or an LLP for that matter, or even a nonprofit, Northwest Registered Agent aims to be the cheapest option. So they offer a physical address and everything you need to legally register a company with same-day filing and free legal forms. As the name implies, they can also act as your registered agent and keep you in compliance with the regulations in any U.S. states, including Puerto Rico. They also offer virtual office services for about $29 to $45 a month, okay? So here are the pros and cons you need to be aware of. So pros, you can establish a legal business entity in any U.S. states and Puerto Rico. They have a corporate guide. They have corporate guide services that can help you with annual required filings. And this is actually, when you think about it, this costs less than hiring a lawyer. What about the cons here? Well, virtual office only in Wyoming, Florida, Delaware, Texas, Washington, and Montana, Washington State. This is geared more towards businesses that need to be established. There are charges from some tasks that a new business owner could do for free or low cost, okay? So you can see on the screen here is a price for Northwest Registered Agent, their virtual mailbox service as of the date of this show. So overall, this player is great for startups and small business owners who would benefit from virtual office services. Before I close today's conversation, I want to really explain to you, we do have a rigorous method on this show when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing virtual mailbox services. So I want to show you, we'll show you on the screen, we'll show you 4 slides. So here is slide number 1 that explains to you how we actually go about analyzing those players. Here is slide number 2. Here is slide number 3. Okay, not really sure if we have another slide, but if we had another slide, we'll just show it on the screen. If not, we'll just move on and recap to this conversation. All right, let's quickly do a recap here. So today's conversation, I explained to you the top 10 virtual mailboxes that you might want to consider. So number 1, we have Anytime Mailbox, 9.8 over 10. Number 2, Post Scan Mail, 9.7 over 10. Number 3, we have USA To Me, 9.5 over 10. Number 4, we have Earth Class Mail, 9.2 over 10. Number 5, we have a Traveling Mailbox, 9 over 10. Number 6, we have Virtual Post Mail, 8.8 over 10. Number 7, we have here US Global Mail, 8.6 over 10. Number 8, we have iPostal 1, 8.3 over 10. Number 9, we have PO Box Zone, 8 over 10. Number 10, last but not the least, we have a physicaladdress.com, 7.8 over 10. And in the bonus category, we have 4 other players you might want to consider. We have InkFile, 7.7 over 10. We have Alliance Virtual Office, 7.5 over 10. We have Switch, 7.2 over 10. And we have Sasquatch Mail, 7 over 10. And then we have another player, Northwest Registered Agent, 6.9 over 10. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.